Hey guys, it's your girl Clary, and today, let's go traveling. So today's video is gonna be very laid back, very chill. Magkwekwentuhan lang tayo because guys, as I said in my introduction, we will go traveling. As we all know, we're still in quarantine because of the pandemic and sabi ni Kim Chu, bawal lumabas, bawal lumabas. So, bawal lumabas, bawal mag-travel, bawal pumunta kahit saan because we gotta stay at home, stay safe, and stay healthy for our family, for our friends, and for the whole nation. So, because of that, hindi natin maiiwasan na we really miss going out. Like, guys, labas na ako, honestly. Gusto ko na mag-mall, gusto ko mag-beach, gusto ko pumunta ng ibang bansa. But unfortunately, no, we can't. Kasi COVID! I miss traveling, but most of all, I miss South Korea. So for today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my last trip abroad, which is when I went to South Korea for a summer exchange program. So yun, finish ko talaga mag-study abroad in Korea because, as most of you know, I love Kpop and I love Korean culture. So, kailangan ko talaga ma-experience going to Korea, experiencing the culture, the people, my K-pop boys. I went there and I was so happy and it was one of the most memorable moments of my life. So, I attended Yonsei University, specifically YES or Yonsei International Summer School. So, Yonsei is actually my top picks among the schools offered by my home university. And the reason for that is because kasama siya sa Sky Universities. If some of you have heard of that, para siyang Big Four or Ivy League schools in Korea. And the Sky comprised of S for Seoul University, K for Korea University, and Y for Yonsei University. And then another reason is because I heard na parang Yonsei is part of this university belt in a way. So, maraming establishments surrounding it. May malapit na subway. And then, yung malapit na schools, if I'm not mistaken, is Sogang University and Iwa University. So, I enrolled for their 4-week program from July 3 to July 26. And I had 2 classes. And they were Introduction to Korean Studies and Korean Culture and the Korean Culture Wave. For the application process, it was easy naman because the website really aided in helping you through the steps, making sure that you have the necessary requirements. Talagang marami lang akong tinakbong papers and a bit na requirements to my home university. Madaming process talaga, mahaba yung procedure, but it was worth it because the experience talaga, guys, really, really memorable and amazing. So yan, natanggap ako, I enrolled, and I went to Korea. So, I actually went to Korea a few days before the first day of classes because syempre, gusto ko muna mag-explore and look around bago mag-ACADS. And first impression of Korea is ang laki ng Incheon Airport. Like, guys, sobrang laki niya. I swear, sobrang linis din. And dahil sobrang laki niya, it was so easy to get lost in. I mean, there were signs naman everywhere, pero ang lawak niya lang talaga. Second impression is the streets were very, very clean. So, hindi mo makikita na may pakalat-kalat ng mga plastic dyan or papel. Basta, Seoul streets are very clean and very nice. Another impression is it was so easy to get around. So if you want to travel from one place to another, it's either you're riding the subway, the train, or taking a cab. But most of the time, we were riding the subway to go to one place to another kasi siya yung pinaka-accessible and because the Seoul subway station is so amazing, guys. Like, yun talaga yung pinakamahal ko about Seoul and Korea. Oh my god, their subway stations are just so amazing, guys. You can literally go anywhere with their subway stations and their trains. Another impression is most of the people can understand English, but it's a really big advantage if you know Korean because not all of them are fluent. So you better know how to say 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, or kaya 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, your numbers, or 여기요, to call the waiters. If it's a basic Korean, it will really help you get you by. If not, well, be ready with your translation apps or your dictionaries to go by. So of course, I went there for school, diba? I had classes every day. Those 2 classes, yung isang class ko is at from 9 to 12 a.m. and the other one is from 1 to 4 p.m. So, every day siya and the classes were manageable naman. It was really fun and it really made me understand more about the culture of Korea, their practices, their habits, why they act a certain way. It really made me understand. And it's a plus na I was in Korea for 6 weeks. Kaya talagang na-immerse ko sarili ko with the culture, with the people, with everything about Korea. And it really made me appreciate Korea more as a country. Siyempre with academics, di mo maiwasan ng readings, and let me just say na there were a lot of readings, and personally, hindi ako magaling with readings. Like, it was kind of bit hard to force myself to read, but pinilit ko sarili ko and I got by. I yielded good results naman with my classes. As for Yonsei University, ang masasabi ko is the campus is big and beautiful. From the outside, especially sa may gates niya, sobrang ganda ng landscaping kasi there were like trees, plants, flowers. Basta ang linis niya and ang daming buildings. As for the classrooms, I only saw 2 classrooms. So, yung classroom ko is very nice, high-tech, and pristine. Meron silang projector and like may mga... Alam ko kasi parang there was this device that can scan your ID but we didn't use it. We still had a roll call by my professor. Very, very nice. Yonsei University. 11 out of 10 will study there again. Maybe master's or doctorate ko, I can go back. Now, let's move on to one of our favorites. Food! I think most of us, yung alam na lang natin na Korean food is samgyeopsal. But there is more to samgyeopsal. Food in Korea is quite expensive. On average, a meal is around 5,000 won or $5, approximately 250 pesos, and that's just one for one person. But if gusto mo magtipid, di kakain ka lang sa 7-Eleven or GS25, yung mga convenience stores nila. So, if you want to go to Korea, dapat ready ka mag-spend. Kasi in general, yung mga bilihin in Korea is more expensive than in the Philippines. But if you know where to look and you ask from the locals, merong mga hole-in-the-wall restaurants na sobrang mura lang. There's this tonkatsu place near Yonsei na 2,500 won lang. So that's roughly 150 pesos. Although what I notice about Korean food is they're mostly spicy, which I'm not great about kasi hindi talaga ako tolerant with spicy food. The first few weeks was a struggle kasi most of the foods were so spicy. So when it comes to street foods, their street foods are still quite expensive. Tipong 1,000 won to 2,000 won per parang isang lalagyan ng fishball or squid ball. Mga 1,000 to 2,000 won na siya. That's roughly 50 pesos to 100 pesos. So it's easy to buy a lot of them. Di mo mapapansin, naka 500 pesos ka na pala just from street foods. Still, I love Korean street foods and my favorites were sundae, baked cheese tteokbokki, kimbap, and their long ice cream. As for authentic Korean meals, what I recommend for you to try out when you go there is dak galbi or chicken galbi. Premium samgyeopsal, hindi yung only, as in you buy it per grams or kilograms, and the meat is so lean and juicy, sobrang sarap. Of course, you also have to try bingsu. And then, of course, Korean fried chicken. Nag-iba na tingin ko sa fried chicken ever since I got the taste of Korean fried chicken. Like, iba yung taste ng bonchon sa Korean fried chicken. Like, guys, it's way better. Sobrang sarap ng Korean fried chicken in Korea. Of course, lastly, you have to try jjajangmyeon, black bean noodles. So at first talaga, I was hesitant to try it kasi it's black noodles and it looked really weird and different for me. But when I tasted it, sobrang sarap niya, guys. I love jjajangmyeon. So now, let's move on to shopping. Sobrang sarap mag-shopping in Korea. I admit, ang dami kong nabili during that time. It was so hard to control myself kasi everywhere talaga may shops, either for skincare, for makeup, for clothing, for Kpop merch. Basta ang daming stuff that you can buy there. My shopping havens in Korea were Myeongdong and the underground shopping area. Talagang doon ako nag-all out, especially for Myeongdong kasi nandun yung mga Korean skincare brands and makeup brands. So, doon ko nabili yung mga gusto kong makeup, gusto kong skincare. As for the underground Korean shops, meron din mga skincare brands doon actually. Then of course, may mga damit din, accessories. But what I really bought in the underground shopping center is my Kpop merch. So marami Kpop shops in the underground shopping center. And doon ka makakabili ng mga cheap official merchandise, mga albums, and ang dami ding unofficial goods doon, like mga banners, there were posters, there were calendars, mga keyrings, basta ang daming mabibili doon ng K-pop merch. Talagang, if you're a K-pop enthusiast, you're gonna enjoy that place. Another place you can shop in is in Hongdae. So yun nga, I live in Hongdae area, and every night maglalakad-lakad lang, window shopping, tingin-tingin, and ang dami mo talaga mabibili, especially with clothes. Ang daming magagandang clothes down, mura pa in Hongdae actually. So another place to shop in is Express Bus Terminal. If you haven't heard about Express Bus Terminal, it's the place where you can buy souvenirs. Sobrang laki ng place actually, guys. Sobrang lawak, ang dami mong mabibili. So if mahilig ka sa mga shops like Miniso, Mumuso, a place that I recommend you to go to is Daiso and Artbox. I think most of us know Daiso, pero grabe, ibang klase yung Daiso in Korea. Especially the one in Myeongdong. It was freaking 8 floors. Inakyat namin yung 8 floors na yun na Daiso. We explored around, and grabe, ang daming gamit, guys. Ang sarap lang mag-ikot-ikot and see things, window shop. As for Artbox, most of the things in Artbox are stationary items. So, mga stickers, mga pads, mga ball pens. But they also had other things like perfume. I actually bought a perfume from them. May mga bags sila in pouches. Basta, ang cute na mga bagay doon. So next, let's talk about, of course, my favorite, K-pop! The Big Hit Building. So, yung Big Hit Building ng time na yon, it was 2018. So, it was still the old building, not the new and better version 1 kasi may pera na sila. But, the Big Hit Building then was located in Gangnam, if I'm not mistaken. Sabi ko sa sarili ko is, since there weren't any BTS concerts, as far as I remember, they were filming either Bon Voyage 3 or Summer Package. So, wala sila sa Korea, unfortunately. Sobrang sad. But, sabi ko na I had to just see Big Hit Building. It was so hard to find, honestly. Kasi yung entrance niya, parang nasa narrow like road, eskinita. And walang nakalagay na Big Hit, like sa mga YG or JYP. Walang nakalagay na Big Hit from what I remember eh. And nalaman ko lang na I was at Big Hit Building na is because when I checked my Wi-Fi, may nakalagay na mga Big Hit labeled Wi-Fi. So I'm like, I mean, Big Hit Building? Huh? Of course, there is Line Store. Alam ko Line Store is not really K-pop related, but since BT21 is under Line Store, and as a BTS fan, I wholly support BT21 goods as a way of supporting BTS. So, I'm gonna categorize it under K-pop. Kasi pumunta naman ako sa Line Store primarily for BT21 goods and merchandise. So the first Line Store I went to is located in Itaewon. As far as I know, it's their flagship store. So sobrang laki niya. It was 3 floors, and upon entering, you will be welcomed by a very big brown stuffed character. Was this the second floor? Nandun yung BT21 merchandise. So yun, nag-all out ako, and I bought this very big chimmy plushie that really cost me a lot. So sa third floor, there's a Line Cafe there. We bought some snacks and drinks, and sobrang sarap ng drink nila. What I bought was a BT21 inspired drink, and it was yummy. And one of the eating areas there is actually where BTS created and crafted the BT21 characters. So parang merong nakalagay na poster doon. Basta, umupo ako doon, guys, of course. I have to get a feel of BTS making the characters. Plus, naka-display doon yung first draft nila of the BT21 characters with their signatures. So I also attended 2018 KMF or Korean Music Festival. So I didn't know na KMF pala was happening during the time I was in there. Nalaman ko lang siya through Twitter, and thankfully I was able to get tickets, and I think my tickets were just 500 pesos, very cheap, pero nasa may taas ako. KMF happened in Gochok Sky Dome, so it's this very, very big concert area. And the groups that I was able to see perform live were NCT, Shiny, Momoland. Basta sila yung napanood ko. It was just a nice experience. Pero I saw them. I'm so happy. Kahit ganito lang sila kaliit from my view. Now let's talk about my favorite places and the special events I attended while I was in South Korea. So my number one favorite place in Korea is actually Han River. It was easy to go there lang naman and sobrang love ko yung Han River kasi it was just so nice to hang out, to chill, and then nakikita mo yung view ng Han River. It was very clean and very nice. What I really enjoyed in Han River was actually biking. So meron silang bike rental and then meron silang route talaga for bikers. And my friends and I would rent a bike and then we would go through the route. We would be blasting K-pop songs from our phones. It was just a fun experience. Yung friend ko nga si Bea. Hi Bea! Since hindi siya marunong mag-bike, we rented this two-way bike and nasa likod ko siya and basta sobrang sarap lang ng feeling. Sobrang saya and I highly recommend you guys going to Han River whether to relax or to go biking. Number 2, this is not a place, this is a event and this was the Water Gun Festival. I forgot when it happened but it was along the streets of Sinchon. So Sinchon is where Yonsei is located and sa strip ng Sinchon, doon nangyari siya. Like legit, naka-close yung roads and there was this big monument-like structure na nandun yung DJ during the event. It was so fun kasi we were getting wet kasi nga, water festival. So lahat, may water guns. And then we were just spraying people. We were dancing kasi may DJs. And then by the end of it, there was a blast of foam. Grabe! Sobrang nagulat ako when there was like foam everywhere and it was such a nice experience to be in the streets of Seoul dancing with people, with my friends, and kahit basang-basa kami, it was really a great and fun experience. Number 3 is SM Museum, especially for K-pop fans and SM fans. Doon mo talaga makikita yung history ng SM, yung history ng mga K-pop groups nila. Doon makikita mo lahat ng albums nila, basta lahat, everything about them. And then parang there are places na naka-recreate yung mga ibang comebacks nila, yung mga concepts nila. If I remember correctly, naka-display yung damit ng NCT 127 during their fire truck comeback. Number 4 place to go is definitely Nami Island. Basically, it is nature. And if you have seen pictures from your friends who went to Korea or pictures online na naka-post sila with the tree, with pine trees and maple trees, then that's most likely taken from Nami Island. So Nami Island is really a nice place to go relax and unwind, to breathe in nature. Kasi ang daming flora and fauna there. Wow, flora and fauna. Basta ang ganda lang, especially the trees. Ang sarap mag-picture. Ang sarap lang mag-walk around. If mahilig kayo mag-post with the trees, then go to Nami Island. Definitely worth it. Number 5 place to go to is Everland. So if you guys don't know what Everland is, it is the biggest theme park in South Korea. For adventure and amusement seekers, you definitely have to go there. Basta, ang laki-laki niya. And actually, one day nga is not enough eh. Talagang we just brushed through. You weren't able to go to all the rides. But among the rides, my favorites were, of course, T-Express. Grabe yung drop, guys. Talagang, I think at one point, naglaway ako sa sobrang grabe ng air sa mukha ko. My friends could testify that. Sobrang nakakahiya. I also like the rides, the Hurricane and the Double Rock Spin. Grabe yung Double Rock Spin na yun. Sigaw ng sigaw lang talaga ako kasi intense siya. For adventure seekers and for amusement seekers, definitely go to Everland, guys. So that's it, guys. That was my 2018 summer exchange program experience in South Korea. Alam kong marami pa akong hindi napuntahan na place. Actually, yung mga historical areas yung hindi ko masyado napuntahan, like Gyeongbokdo, the mga temples. Admittedly, na-overwhelmed kasi ako with shopping and K-pop. In my future projected 2025 trip, hopefully mapuntahan ko na sila and be able to try on a hanbok and pose sa Gyeongbokdo. For anyone who plans to go to an exchange program or simply want to go to a trip to South Korea, I hope this educates you and helps you get the bigger picture to plan your trip. To my parents, hi mom, hi dad. Thank you so much for allowing me to go to this trip. I am very thankful kasi this is one of the most memorable experience I ever had. Thank you so much. As for my friends Zoe, Jill, Winona, and Bea, thank you so much for making this trip very memorable. So that ends today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Comment down below which places you want to visit if you go to Korea. And I'll see you soon. Bye!